Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Munchkids podcast. This has been several months in the making, and I'm very excited to finally bring you episode numbers 0, 0, and 0. So, it's technically not episode 1 yet. And what that means is that this episode is going to be kind of an explainer teaser episode to let you know what to expect from the podcast and a little bit of a sneak peek into future episodes. Yay! So exciting! We have our lovely new banner if you're watching this on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, all of the episodes will always be put up on our YouTube channel. There's going to be video and audio, and you are welcome to watch it on YouTube. I'm going to try to make sure that we don't do any or too many visual jokes, so that the people who are listening to it on podcast platforms, on whatever your preferred listening platform is, don't miss out on a lot. And we're going to try to get that on as many platforms as possible so that everyone can access our podcast on their preferred platform. Number 2 is the topics that we're going to be talking about. So, Money Munchkids. If you're familiar with Money Munchkids, you know that what we do is we teach kids about money. We have our own curriculums, our own activity books. We also have a couple of games that we just brought on, other products that we work with other brands to help emphasize the lesson, financial lessons and teaching financial topics to kids. So with that, will we be talking about various topics about money? Yes, we will. But is that all we're going to be talking about? No. Because money really does relate to everything. And it's so important that we show that because that helps when we're teaching our kids to tie those topics together. So here are a few of the topics that we're going to be talking about that I've already brainstormed on. We'll call it that. We're going to be doing some interviews with child authors. So cool, right? I mean, they're already starting their career, as well as the fact that these are amazing children who have actually written a book. As someone who's published my own curriculums, my own activity books, I know that is super hard. And of course, I got help from their adults, but it's still really hard. It's still a long process, and I think we need to give them a round of applause. So I actually know a few child authors, so we're going to be interviewing some child authors. We're going to be doing amazing kids features, so that's totally different from child authors. Amazing kid features can be anyone under 18 that has created an interesting invention, contributed to society in some monumental way, has done something of impact. Another thing that I'm really excited about as far as a topic is going to be career features. Oh, I love these. We have been doing a couple of articles on our blog about different careers, doing basically deep dives in different kinds of jobs and careers that you can have. Financial advisors. We're going to be talking to several financial advisors about different financial topics, obviously, but not just for the adults, but also for kids as well. So explaining some of the more complex topics for kids, and maybe going and explaining some of those topics for adults, and we'll indicate those episodes. I am personally joining the FIRE movement, which is if you haven't heard of it, it's the Financial Independence Retire Early movement, and I am hoping to get a few people who are at different stages in that process and interview them as well and talk about what it takes and what kind of tactics. And also there's some really, really cool money saving tactics that some of these people use on several groups. It's very, very interesting watching the dialogues and the conversations. And I want to bring that to families because there's a lot of creativity in trying to save money. And sometimes you don't need to do that all yourself. You can get that information from somebody else. Next, we're also going to be talking about financial stories. I know a lot of people who have gone through some really interesting, we're going to call them, maybe difficult financial times, and how they recovered from them is very, very inspiring. And I think it's very important to put those out there because I meet a lot of people at shows that ask me, oh, you must have, everything figured out. Like, why aren't you retired yet? And I was like, no, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, everyone has a financial struggle at some point in their lives. And I think it's important to not only show those, but also show how they recovered from them because everyone has a bad day. So, and it's also, I think it's very inspiring. It shows that you can bounce back. Everyone can bounce back. It just takes a little ingenuity. And if nothing else, we can all have a laugh at someone else's Schadenfreude bad day. Look up Schadenfreude if you don't know what that is. We're also going to be doing vendor spotlights of kid and family oriented companies. Not only talking about what it is that they sell or do, but also how they got there. What did they do before? What are the interesting nitty gritty stuff about their company? I know a lot of amazing vendors, and I'm so, so, so glad to have a platform where I can, feature them because they have some amazing stories. I've gotten to know many people over the years and over the past years that I've been doing Money Munchkids, and I am very excited to share them with other people and to share their stories. Um, we're also going to be talking to several parents who either have great tips, money saving hacks, or just a really good financial related story, maybe on how they taught their child a particular financial topic. Not every way works for every child, so I think it's very important to feature these different types of tactics. Teachers, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to talk to some teachers. We already have some that I've already spoken to. Some teachers who were public school teachers, private school teachers, charter school teachers, and some of these may or may not end up being anonymous interviews, but I'm very excited to have that perspective out there. We work with teachers all across the not just the country but the globe in creating our products, and so I have always really respected the expert's opinion, and I really want to have that as far as teaching your child different subjects and just, some fun stories. We're also going to be doing financial book and children's book discussions. We're about to publish actually one of our first financial book reviews, and we're going to keep doing that because maybe we'll save you some time reading. I'm not a fast reader. I'm going to be honest. I'm really not. It takes me forever to read a book, and it's so difficult. Audiobooks are great, but I really like that feeling, and I just can't get to every book on my list. And I know what that's like, especially for like busy parents. So we're going to be doing some book reviews and articles on various books, both on our blog as well as on the podcast. Last one, and I'm doing a call out, a shout out to all my fellow nerds on this one because I really want to do this so much. If you like Star Trek, I'm a massive nerd, super nerd. People don't realize how much of a nerd I am. And I love the Ferengi rules of acquisition. If you know Star Trek really well, you know what that is. And I would love to talk to a nerdy financial advisor and do episodes on the Ferengi rules of acquisition with a financial advisor. So all the financial advisors I know are different kinds of nerdy. Sad. So if you are one or know a financial advisor who's also really into Star Trek, let them know about the podcast because I would be so excited to do that. I'm searching for a financial advisor that is Star Trek nerdy so that we can do this. So, I mean, we already have so many topics, and I already have people who have already signed up to be on the podcast with so many interesting stories. I've talked to many of them, and I'm so excited. So, without further ado, we're going to get to some really fun stuff, which is you're going to get to see who is going to be on the podcast. Not everyone, but a few of them. So let's get to that. All right, clip number 1.
Hi, this is Jim with MoxieBox Arts. We do art box subscriptions for grades K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and we just introduced high school. And it's just a lot of fun to help nurture kids' creativity, help them in all areas of their schooling, and we just have a wonderful time sharing with the kids' art.
Hey there, this is Teresa Phelps with Once Upon a Lullaby, and I'll be talking about how to have money conversations with your kids.
Bonjour! I'm Elizabeth Porter, and I'm the owner of Voyage World Languages Academy. I am also the author of Pathways to Language Fluency, Changing the Way We Think About Language. I'm a linguist, I'm an educator, I'm a French teacher, and I'm a curriculum specialist, and I am excited to be featured on this podcast to talk about cultural immersion and language and all that is linguistics. Merci!
Hello there, amazing. I'm Lucy, life coach and podcast host of The Lucy Liu Show. I'm super excited to talk to you about mindful parenting, cultivating rockstar confidence, kissing overwhelm goodbye, and to live a more joyful life and thrive. Stay tuned.
Greg Baran. My website is teachingwritingaboutHomeschoolers.com, and my focus is helping parents, homeschool parents, become effective and confident writing teachers. So many of our kids are struggling to learn writing simply because we don't understand, or they don't understand, the proper structure for writing. So what I do is I help you to understand that structure so then you can teach your child. I have a 5-year-old son. I live in a cathedral city, which is near Palm Springs. My method, called the Baran method, which I'll share on Victoria's podcast, is now used in many schools around the country and schools around the world, as a matter of fact. And so along the way, homeschool parents asked me to share my information with them. And so I'm happy to bring the Baran method, Writing for Success, to you, the caring homeschool parent who wants to help their kid be a successful writer. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tina Wang, President and CEO of Tupelo Point Healing Arts, where I practice integrative and regenerative musculoskeletal medicine. I will be talking about how financial health is a crucial component of overall health.
Hi, my name is Scott Glabb, and I'm the author of a book called A Saint in the City. I was also a public educator for 34 years. 29 of those years were in Santa Ana, California at Santa Ana High School. In this podcast, I want to talk to you about the struggles and the hardships of the students I had and the wrestlers that I coached, living in an impoverished area. Santa Ana was once known as the #1 city in the nation for economic hardships. I also want to talk about how these young people rose above all the adversity, beat the odds, and went on to have these successful careers. Stay tuned and hope you enjoy.
Drama classes aren't just for aspiring movie stars. I'm Angela Herrick from Theater for Kids, and I'll be talking to you about how theater participation can improve a child's confidence, critical thinking skills, and make them better team players. Even children with challenges can contribute to bringing stories to life on stage if we as parents and educators meet them where they are.
So those are just a handful of the people who have already signed up to be guests on the show. And I'm so excited because, as you can see, there was a variety of topics. There's a variety of different careers and fields and experts that are joining us. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about all these various topics, how they relate to money, how you can teach your kids, how they relate to the decisions in everyday life that you're going to have to plan for both mentally and financially. So there's so much to talk about. One of the other things I do want to mention is that ideally I'd like to get for sure up to 2 episodes a month, one specifically dedicated to kids and one specifically dedicated for adults. And I can't wait to talk about all these amazing subjects with you. I hope you like this. I hope you're excited as I am for all of these amazing topics. Please share this episode on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter. It's too long to go on Instagram, but like take a screen cap. See? There's my screen cap page. I don't know. But it's going to be so much fun. And I'm looking forward to having all of you join me. Please put comments, send us messages about what topics that you would like to see. And if you know anyone who you think would be a great guest on the show, maybe yourself, then you can go to our site, go to moneymunchkids.com/starting-a-podcast. And that has the form right there that you can fill up to be on our podcast. Again, that's moneymunchkids.com/starting-a-podcast. And I'll also put that link on anywhere that I post this. I'll put it in the description. And we can't wait to have all of you join us. Thanks so much. Don't forget to comment and share. Bye.